All right, hey everybody, this is Sunny, and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About It. Oh no, not Let's Talk About It. We're on the phone. We're on the phone with Sunny, and I am on the phone with Larry Witt. Larry, what's up? What's up? What's
Hey,
up?
what's up, everyone? Very
Y-
exciting.
How you doing? I know you was experiencing some, uh, experiencing the cold because I don't know if people are aware that that influential B is going around.
Yeah, it is. And you got to be very careful. And the symptoms are kind of subtle at first, and then by the time you start really feeling them, when you get to the hospital, you don't even realize how close you be to pneumonia, and you got to take breathing treatments, and it just happened all within 2 days.
Wow. Yeah, my nephew who passed like 3 years ago had the same thing, but the thing with him, he waited so late before he went to the emergency room, and he just was getting weaker and weaker in the house until he finally wasn't able to breathe. He started feeling like he couldn't breathe, and that's when he had this lady who he was supposed to be dating at the time called 911, and they came, got him, took him to the hospital, and when he got there, that's when he sort of flatlined, but they brought him back. But because
Yeah.
you, like you say, as soon as you start feeling them symptoms, you need to go to the hospital right away. I know when you called me, I was giving you some home remedies to help you
Mhm.
at least curtail it a little bit, with the natural turmeric and ginger roots and
Yeah, but
other.
they told me that it was good, but what it was when you get to that breathing part when you normally don't. It's like I said, when your body feels a certain way, it's never felt before. It's best to go ahead and get it checked out, especially when you live alone.
Okay, so yeah, he didn't live alone. He lived with his kids, mom, and then my sister. So, but it's still, he still
No,
just wasn't trying to go because I don't know what is it with men where you guys don't like to go to the doctor.
no, you just say they don't like to go to the doctor. I'm out in that group of men because
Oh,
I
okay.
know
Well, they
as we
don't like
do.
to go.
I don't like pain. I think if I want to be out of pain, why not go to the hospital? That's what the best medicine at.
Yeah, yeah.
And you get all the tests ran on you, and I don't have a problem going to ER or urgent care.
Yeah, yeah. They don't do checkups. They don't go to the dentist. I don't know. And it's I'm looking at a lot of black men mainly. I can't speak on white men or any other ethnic men or man. I'm speaking on black men, and from what I see, either in my family or people that I know, men that I know, they do not go to the doctor. They don't get checkups. You can tell that something is going on because you can look at them. It's either they're overweight, or something is they look swollen, like inflammation. So, well, as
Hmm.
long as you're not a part of that tribe, that's good to know.
No, not at all. You the one got me into like the remedies and supplements and changing like what I eat and stuff. So I basically been on that. And I find as I get older, my food is my food intake and what I like is different now. And I really am more thoughtful with what I put in my body.
Right. Yeah, like your taste buds or your taste palette is probably changing too.
Yeah, yeah, with Bev Smith, I know that she was on Cameron Hall and she was saying how she had been without alcohol for a year, but she was saying like she wasn't really an alcoholic, but she said like she's a lifestyle guru, so she was saying that like with her it was like they always did cocktails for something that she was doing pertaining to her business. So she found that when she started adding up how many cocktails she added that, and then she had realized that her age and the things she wanted to accomplish, she know that was one of the things that she was gonna have to give up. And that is so true because you do feel so different when you do give it up.
Yeah, because you got
You
to
can't
have
feel
that dry moment. That alcohol will
Mhm.
take a lot from you internally.
It does. Yeah, and it makes you procrastinate. You can come up with a bunch of ideas, but then you be so intoxicated you can't pull through because you ready to pass out. Then you hung over the next morning.
Ugh. I don't know how people could do it. And that's basically what it is. It's a spirit that comes over you. That's why they call alcohol spirit,
Serious.
because
Mm-hmm.
that's basically what it is. It's a spirit that either comes over you or in you or out of you, because you don't know, you may have a spirit
So
on you.
it's so classy and so pretty, and they feel like it's the thing to do to socialize. And it's and I didn't realize how dangerous alcoholism was. That's one of the most dangerous addictions because some people be so far gone with it that they can't even stop drinking. It'll kill them.
Yeah.
So they need to be medicated. Like some people, what they use, would they have to get a methadone because they be on meth so long, or those hard drugs that they just can't stop because it'll send their body into a shock and seizures and all that. I couldn't believe that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And it stop people from okay, so if you drink, depends on what you drink, whether it's wine, whether it's alcohol, even though wine comes from like nature or grapes or whatever, it's still alcoholic. Something is in there
Hmm.
putting something in it to give it that taste, right? But if you're
Hmm.
drinking like rum and whiskey, especially for those who drinking before they go to bed,
Hmm. It's
before
not
you go to
good.
bed, it's not a good thing because that's the time when our body has to reset itself.
And I've never been one that too. I don't see how people can drink, used to can drink wine and eat dinner and stuff. But I can't. I could never do that.
Oh, drinking with
Like
your
people when they have dinner, or either when people I know people who go to like when they have those seafood boils and they like
hmm
they have cold beer and all that kind of stuff. I don't see how they could do it. I
well,
can't eat food and drink liquor at the same time.
well, I can't even eat well, honestly, you're not supposed to drink any liquid while you're eating. You're supposed to drink that after, either after you eat or before you eat. And before you eat has to be like either 30 minutes or to an hour before you eat. You drink the liquid. You're not
Mm.
supposed to drink while you're eating because your food has to digest on its own, but that water it's not causing it. It's preventing it. It's preventing it from allowing the digestive system to push the food so that it can digest. Because you know when we eat, it takes the food 2 days, 48 hours for it to go through your digestive system and come out of you through waste.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that's why that's another thing. I know we pivoting a little bit, but it's still on the same path
No,
that
it is because
yeah,
yeah, because what it is like with so much is going on now, it's like people instead of using to stay focused, they're using things like alcohol or I don't want to go to the hospital because it's a conspiracy theory with this. They're gonna give us this and that. So you don't think until you what I call it. You don't you think with intelligence. You think with fear and you move in fear.
yeah,
And if you look at alcohol, that's why people drink. They do the things they do just to try to drown out the noise instead of just staying focused and knowing what their why is and keep moving. And if they stay focused with that and don't worry about anything else, they would not be so frustrated because it is a distraction.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
So
people rather stay home and eat. I'm gonna stay home and drink because they ain't nothing. I can just stay home. I'm not going out to dinner. And they get what they do. And they come over. They want to be on example because they feel they've gotten so big because everybody's so vain. It's just a lot. Like it's just a lot. Like even like I'm just I don't know if you've been hearing about this dress. I'm like, when would this dress thing end?
what?
About Jamal Bryant's wife, like when
Oh,
would this thing? All this is going on, and this.
are you talking about the pastor's wife with was that her skin or was it lined like that?
No, it's right. It was the new
Oh,
because I
okay.
seen the dress somebody because it's really a new dress that's in the bridal market.
Okay. I saw it, but I wasn't sure if it was her skin or if it was lined because to me it looked like it was a lining.
Yeah, it was. It was fabric,
Yeah. So where were
and
they
then
going? Were they
there was the
bringing in the
mayor's
new
ball.
year?
It was the mayor's ball.
Oh, it was a ball. Uh-huh.
Yeah, they came to Atlanta. You know, they have a mayor's ball, so they go out real with the dance and all that stuff. But it was like it didn't. I couldn't really understand. And then when how these church people, that's a whole nother. That's the between Trump and Ben and these. It's like you don't know. That's why I said you got to stay focused and just stay out the noise.
Yeah, yeah. Well, honestly, I didn't even jump into that late with that dress. I saw the dress, I saw
Me
him, and I saw it. I'm like, listen, at this point, first of all, I don't even get into the whole church, their
neither.
whole way of doing things. They to me, because at the end of the day, they are still human. They're gonna still do things that are not godly. Okay, because if she felt like putting that on and she felt like that was godly to her, then oh well. Because to me, I felt like if it was anyone else other than her, if it wasn't her, it was somebody else in the congregation that would have did it. And then I felt like the person in the congregation would have did it and they would have judged her. So if she felt like it was godly and her husband, who's the pastor of the church, felt like it was godly, then oh well, let them wear it because I don't absorb myself into these churches and their lifestyle
Mm-mm.
and the way they do things because to me a lot of the churches are not godly. It is a business.
It is. Even like now, they had Yolanda Adams was on the podcast. It was so, and I saw when she did the podcast, and she was saying about somebody asked her about the homophobia in the church, and she was simply saying if God said that we were born here by His own design, He already knew who we are. We were formed in our womb. So who am I to judge them if God made them and He loves and respects them? Do you know that's a big scandal now that she said that it's all over on social media?
Oh well, that's her opinion. They asked her and she
And
gave them her answer.
she said, how can I judge anybody when God knew? They say God knows our days before we were even formed in our mother's womb. So He already knew who we were gonna be, who we were gonna be.
Yep.
And then people the switcher. I'm just like, y'all just look normal. That's why I tell people you don't have those. Some of those conversations you can't have with anyone. Especially, I find that people who are more fanatic about it is because they're trying to deflect from their own personal issues that they have.
Yeah, yeah,
Because when you're confident about yourself and your spirituality and who you are, you don't have time to judge something else and get it that much thought because you're too busy doing working on you.
yeah. But some people can't. They can't focus on them. So because one, a lot of times they don't know how to focus on them. They don't know what steps to take to focus on them.
Hmm.
It's easier to judge and focus on other people and their downfalls and their demise and things that they're going through rather than to take that energy and put it towards them because they don't know
Hmm.
what to do. One, a lot of times they don't hold themselves accountable because they don't think anything is wrong with them.
Hmm.
They don't
Because
think
they just
nothing is
know.
wrong.
And the things that they put in like I just like I could just see why everybody has the mindset they have because I remember we used to always say a long time ago, be careful what you watch and what you consume. Your mind has to be a part of your
Mhm.
diet. Because I just look at some of these things and I'm just like, you all are on these reality shows. And then when it gets to the point when you see girls say, what do you want to do when you grow up? Oh, I want to be a reality star. And you be like, and it's like you know people looking up to you, and y'all just there to consume drama. And then I look at the people who produce these shows, like, and I guarantee you their lives are nothing like that. You're playing out what their deflections are, and that's why they're pushing you to do it.
Yeah, you talking about these reality shows?
Yeah, because it's like what it's called art imitates life, and I believe that's why they push the agenda. You got to be messy, you got to do this because that's the chaos they deal with their life, but they can't do it publicly, so they do it through the people, other people. They live through them.
Mhm. And it's always the black culture.
It
And
do.
we're
It just.
we're, we're
Yeah.
so easily to be pimped. Like we got to really stop doing that. We got to stop allowing people to one this disappropriate or try to imitate our culture, but imitate it in a way to make us look like we are animals. We are, in their words, ghetto. We don't have no class. We're the black women are gold diggers. They're all filled with all types of surgery, and that's another thing that I have a problem with. I really have a problem, and it is not my business, but it's just how I feel, and I have a right to feel the way I feel. I don't know why black women are altering their natural bodies to look like themselves. You're going to
But
you're going to
do
get a
what
surgery to look like yourself.
and what like I'm looking at Missy Hilton and I was on the phone with somebody and he bust out laughing. You know Missy Hill was suing Mary J. Blige.
Who?
And Lisa Hill, she was the one that has Puff Daddy's first
Oh,
son,
you
James.
talking about the stylist?
Um,
Yeah.
you see her nice and she was so stylish. Have you seen a picture of her when she lost that court case? She's tried to sue Mary J. Blige for $5 million for something. Come to find out that the judges went in on her. It's like you did it because you were jealous of her because something had happened that the judge really had went in and was like to the point they wanted to um charge her with something.
Mhm.
She on a walker and her face looked like a blowfish.
She's on a walker?
Yes. and her butt is just, and I'm
Oh, so
like,
she done went and had surgery.
yeah, but we're on a walk and her face is swollen. I'm like, what was y'all thinking?
Oh my gosh. See what I'm saying? We are right now we are really living in that sitcom I used to watch back in the 90s called A Different World. We are really living in a different world and it just didn't happen. I saw the world changing, I want to say in 2015, 16, maybe 17. I don't know. It was around that time I started feeling the earth shifting. I start feeling a shift, like something was going on. And then we start having all these crazy hurricanes. You know what I mean? And then that year
Mm,
we went to New York and the hurricane covered the entire state of Florida. It covered the entire state of Florida. We couldn't even get back home because the hurricane was covering the whole state of Florida. We were stuck in New York for a week. And that's when I started feeling like, okay, something is really going on because I have a spiritual gift. I feel things, I smell things, I see things that people don't see, I smell things that people don't smell. It's like it's like an animal instinct, but it's on a spiritual realm. And
mm-hmm,
so when I started paying attention to what other people don't see, because everybody is, they got blinders on. So everybody is just tunnel vision and they're just doing their everyday norm. Me, on the other hand, I can see things in peripheral. I can see things with my head swiveling like an owl. You know, an owl can turn his head all the way around. And I can see things. I can smell things. I can feel things. I can feel other people's pain. And I started understanding something is going on. And that was back in 19, no, that was in 2020. I want to say, no, 2018, 2017, 2017, and 2018. And then when 2019 hit, that's when everything started really hatching. Here comes the pandemic. Here it
yeah.
comes. And I kept saying to people, something is going on. Like right now, like what we're dealing with right now. I felt this coming because I kept saying something isn't right. I feel like they're getting ready to do something with this election. I feel it. And nobody wouldn't listen. And sure enough, they went, they rigged the system, they let this man back in office, and now look what he's doing. He has turned on the entire country.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the ones who voted for him, he don't care. He has turned on everybody.
So did, and they don't. He has dementia.
He has more than dementia. He has more than
He's a
dementia. The
narcissist.
thing about
He's
it
a
is he's
narcissist.
still in that dementia brain. He's still there. So whenever he comes out of there, he remembers what he is there to do. He's there
Mm-hmm.
to continue to devalue us, to divide us, and he wants to destroy us because he is doing what you call a revenge tactic. He is mad because the first time he ran against Biden, he is a narcissist, first of all, because he's mad because he lost. He lost. He lost.
Mm-hmm.
Now he is running again. He should have never been able to be a candidate. He should have
Should
never
be.
been able to be a candidate. And I kept telling people, I'm feeling something. It's not good. I got bump stops and butterflies and rocks just moving around in my stomach. It's not a good feeling. It's not a good frequency. Something is going on and it's not going to be nice. It's going to end, but it's not going to end well. So it is going to
Mm-hmm.
end. So just remember this conversation, remember this podcast. Everything that's happening is happening because it's supposed to. But what's happening is either going to unite us or it's going to continue to divide us.
Mm-hmm.
But I
It
do
is.
feel that it's going to unite us, and majority of us wants to be united. The rest of those who
Mm-hmm.
don't want to be united, those are the ones where when whatever's going to happen, like I say, it's going to end, but it's not going to end well. When it ends, those that don't want to be united, they're going to be a part of that suite, and it's not going to be good. That
It is.
whole administration is going to be a part of that ending not so well. They're going to be a part of that. Just
Mm-hmm.
stay on top of everything, you know.
Mhm. And that's why I tell people, and then that's why we say and then when you talk to people and you see that you have like-minded people who realize who's sick of all this ridiculousness, even in our entertainment system and all this stuff. And then they say, I'm like, well, why somebody don't get a show with positivity and get, oh, that's what people want to see. That's not true. I refuse to think that I'm a minority because I want class and I want positivity in my life. I think everybody wants that.
Yeah.
So, we need to stop giving them a platform. When
Mhm.
you stop giving people a platform, you see, you keep going to the circus will still come to town.
Mhm. The circus
So
don't come anymore.
you build yeah, you build your group. That's my main thing with Elevate. I like how it's growing because not everybody's coming in their own strength. And with that alone, you know what kind of power that could build as a grassroots thing. That's how grassroots start.
Yeah. That's the same with
'Cause
Social House Exclusive.
yeah, like what you do, because you feel okay. I'm not a minority. I see there is somebody else who's still I'm this that I don't have to be ratchet in what I do, or I have to settle for less, or do this and do that. Like I have a community for that.
Right.
Because people do that. It's just like people who grieve. Like this girl said, I thought I was going crazy too. I went to an organization where there were parents whose children were murdered, and I didn't feel alone because I really thought I was going crazy, Larry.
Yeah. Yeah, people need to be
Yeah.
around people that's going to give them light, that's going to give them joy,
Yeah,
that's going to give them a safe space so that they can grieve, and that to let them know that what you're going through, you're not alone. You understand? And
exactly.
that you are going to be okay. We're here to go through this together.
Exactly.
So but I did a live today. I did a live today on my YouTube. So when you get a chance, I'm gonna send you the link. It's Hey Beautiful Faces on YouTube. And that
Mhm.
channel is for the 50 plus, my 50 plus community. And it talks about, I talk about different things. I talk about retirement, I talk about our health and wellness. I talk about eating right, exercising, enjoying your new chapter of living in the 50s and the 60s, right? And then I also talk about what is happening now in the world and how we need to not dive into that noise, not to dive into that chaos,
Mm-mm.
but not to
Mm-mm.
not to stay underwater, like not to stay away from it because you still
Yeah,
need to know what's
we
going
might
on.
we know we have to stay focused so that we know how to weather through it and be ready when it's time. How we're gonna be ready when we come out of it. Like you said, we're gonna come out of it, but we want to come out of it with a strategy. Because if you
Mhm.
just keep it, you still got to keep yourself motivated. You just can't give in. Then when it's over, then you want to start, and then it's too late. And I don't want people to feel you got to do certain things at a certain time, but you can
Mhm.
still work and you can still be a part of what goes on around you, but do not let it hinder you or affect you in your vision.
Right, right. So that's basically what I was talking about. And I was showing
Mhm.
everybody what I do to find my joy and to find my space of peace and my cozy corner, which is my plants. And I said, I know I don't talk about my plants a lot online like I used to because I have gotten back into this world when the world opened up. And now I'm putting myself in different spaces, where I wasn't able to put myself in those spaces when the world shut down because we couldn't go anywhere. But now the
Mhm.
spaces that I'm putting myself into is back into my career, back into my business, back into family and, things and travel, things like that. But outside of that, you still want to create a space for yourself, a space for that quality time, a space that's going to give you joy, a space that's going to give you endorphins to make you feel good, to make you happy. And that's my plants. So I was showing them all the plants that sort of got neglected because I was putting myself in other spaces. So I had to go
Mhm.
back out on my patio and I had to go and groom and prune those plants to get them back thriving the way they are always thriving. And it's not that I
Mhm.
don't take care of them. It's just sometimes they get neglected because I'm over here, I'm over there, I'm over there.
Yeah.
But when I'm ready to,
Mhm.
yeah, and when I'm ready to take a pause away from all this noise and put headphones over this chaotic crisis of a country we're in right now,
Mhm.
I go out on my patio, I get my water hose, I talk to my plants, I water them, I feed them, I change their soil if I need to, and I do it live because it not only makes me feel good, it makes the people who's watching me feel good. And I said all that to say of what you just mentioned about creating a positive platform.
Yeah.
And
Exactly. Because
yes,
because when you send me the link, I'm gonna put it on Elevated and share it on my page.
Yeah, I could send you the
So
link
you
and
are
you can put it on there and let them know like,
yeah.
hey, what do you do? Because I talk about that. I say, what do you do to create a positive space or a cozy corner for you when the world is making so much noise? How do you block that noise? What do you do? If you don't know
Mhm.
what to do, I can give you some tips. I can give you some ideas to let you know, like, hey, whatever your interests are, hobbies, if you like puzzles, if you like what is it, word find, or if you like to,
Mhm.
take a walk or skate or ride your bike or go sit at the park or whatever it is, it's going to give you, and you will feel it, Larry. I'm telling you, you will feel it. Your heart rate will start slowing down. You'll start getting this calmness over you. And then you will feel like you are in a peace bubble and the world doesn't
Mhm.
even exist, like you in your own space.
Because that's what I do. That my thing like I love to read, and I love to if I get fresh flowers and put them in unique vases.
Yes, yes, the flowers too. The
Wipe
flowers
my
too.
walls down and my candles. Yep.
Okay, Larry. I just looked at the clock and it's telling me that we are over time. I do
Okay.
appreciate you coming on. We're gonna wrap this show up. I would like to have you back if you're okay with that.
Yeah, sure, most definitely.
Yeah. So
And
thank
you
you
can
so
send
much
me the link.
for joining us here on the phone with Sunny podcast, and we will talk with you on the next phone call. You have a great day and make it sunny.
All right, bye.